have y'all heard what's been going on with Stephen A?
Yes, but I
Lonzo
haven't
shit?
clicked it. I haven't clicked it because I assumed we'd be talking about it. I'm glad I assumed that because I think that's the thumbnail.
We talking about the Lonzo?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball. Essentially, how actually, Damo, go ahead, introduce the topic.
My whole thing is, well, essentially what happens. Stephen A goes on Stephen A goes on a podcast, goes on a show, and he's talking about basically he heard rumblings, as you know, Stephen A hears rumblings. He heard Lonzo Ball unhealthy. He's not even able to sit down because his knee's in so much pain. Lonzo, quiet, passive as he is, goes and basically is like, Stephen A, what is you talking about? And shows the video of him standing up, sitting down on that knee. And Stephen A, instead of just saying, oh, okay, well, my sources were wrong, decides to triple down and basically say, bro, you not healthy. Now, I will say I didn't see the full extent of the clip of his response.
Now,
I heard him not
I think that those are
apologize
clips
and
we can
double
watch.
down. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care what Stephen A has to say because he's a clown at this point. So that's
Watching
as
the
far
double
as
down right now, by the way.
Yeah, he doubled down and is essentially saying, oh, you're unhealthy, things of that nature. But go ahead, Omar.
So there's some clips we can't watch because some of this was done on YouTube, some of this was done on ESPN, and Lonzo just did this from his home. So Stephen A says, I quote, I've heard, well, let me say the headline was, Lonzo Ball missed the entire 23-24 NBA season. Ball has not played an NBA game since January 14th, 2022. Stephen A says, quotes, I've heard that it's even hard for Lonzo to get up from the sitting position. Now that's key. So Lonzo takes it upon himself to do this. Oh, wait, this is from Ball's World.
Stephen A, who are your sources, bro? Please tell me who your sources are. Come on, man.
GG's.
Come on, man. You gotta stop yapping. And I actually like you, man. I don't even know you like that, but I like you. I'm coming back, man. Come
on. Now a lot of people had the jokes about it. A lot of people had the sentiments behind it. I think I know why my side is lagging now, but a lot of people had jokes behind it. A lot of people had sentiments behind it, but they basically said, no, you can even tell.
Yeah, nah, some people was like, and I'm not a part of them. I swear, I think he'll be fine at some point. Needs to take a time, but some people was like, yeah, that nigga knees was hurt after that jump type shit. It was fucking, it was fun. It was funny as shit. Probably some validity because he's obviously flexing a bad knee, but no, I do think he's recovering pretty well, and I think sitting up obviously was.
Y'all remember that one? It's a TikTok or a witchamajig video where dude is like drinking a personal shot of Henny, and then he chokes on his like, cut the camera, cut. That's what Lonzo was like. Soon as he squatted a couple of times, nigga said, cut the camera, get the ice. Ah.
That nigga said, woo, this shit hurt, not woo in the video. He said, woo, that bitch hurt,
and
bro.
Hey, Jello was like, and cut, woo. But so nevertheless, you know, it's fun. I think why this is so funny is because just 2 weeks ago, Stephen A was on the Paul George podcast talking about, yo, if I'm proven to be wrong, I'm gonna apologize just like how I criticize. So if I criticize you publicly, I'm gonna apologize publicly. I did it with AI. I did it with Glenn Robinson. I apologized to Carmelo because he was talking about being wrong and apologizing and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So based off of what we've seen so far, he is proven wrong. But he goes back on ESPN to say, quote, you really gonna sit poolside on the bench and think because you are getting up and sitting down that makes you healthy? Bro, you ain't healthy. All right. So that's one.
Single leg box squat. But
and two, about this is what he said on his own personal YouTube channel, which I think we can watch.
Yeah, I'm 99.9% sure we're fine.
Why are you making a video? Now, if I couldn't go off camera, I didn't want to go off camera because of the lighting in my studio here. Do y'all know I can get up and sit down, get up and sit down, and get up and sit down all night long? Does that mean that I can run the hell up and down the damn court 94 feet?
Shit, not on one leg. You ain't doing it on one
Side
leg.
on a bench, getting up on one knee. You think that shows that you're healthy? You gonna call me yapping when I have all of this information in front of me? Would you like me to tell where you had surgery and exactly what date you had surgery on? Would you like me to get the names of the doctors? I do have them. I know the actual doctors that operated.
This is turning left.
The actual locations. Of course, I wouldn't do something like that to you, bro. I would never do something like that. That's none of my business. That's none of anybody's business.
All of a sudden, he has standards, right?
Come on, bro.
Crazy.
By the
He
way,
just flexed his power.
in June, the Bulls officially announced that you would be out for an indefinite period of time.
That's
and
true.
speculation is that you were going to miss the whole season.
That's
Even
also
though
true.
you're coming back, at the very least, it isn't expected that you'll be available to play until January of 2024. So you missed 42 games 2 seasons ago. You missed the entire season last season. You're scheduled to miss this season up until January upcoming. And you're going to sit poolside and ask why I'm yapping and who are my sources just because you bouncing up and down on one knee.
Pause. Super fucking pause.
Oh,
That's a crazy ass pause.
So I seen chat spam it. I was gonna say it. I didn't know what the fuck the term was. I'll use the term to sound smarter. HIPAA, hyper, whatever rules. I knew it had to be against the rules. You can't do that, right? Like that's what my first thought was. I was like, wait, I don't think you can do that. I think you'll actually be in like major trouble if you do that, right? Like something about that's wrong, right? I want to say, because worst case, morally wrong, federal activity. But what I'm assuming is you just can't do that, right?
Yeah, I mean it's illegal.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Cool.
For them to be passing out medical information like that is
Crazy.
it's illegal. And mind you, I can't verify if what Stephen A said is true about who he has, what source, et cetera. But if he does have the medical information about Lonzo Ball, that's a lawsuit. That's a lawsuit. Yeah. That's a license removal. That's a lot of big things to give the medical information to Stephen A. Smith. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't vouch for that. But let's just say it is true. Fuck this guy, Stephen A. Smith, to be quite honest with you. No, because you're being obtuse.
Super
obtuse. One or two things, and I'll address the devil's advocate point. But go on.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead, because I'm about to refresh. My
okay.
page because this nigga's obtuse.
So I know what Dom was gonna do and what Omar's gonna do. I might even personally agree with them, maybe not to their level. But what I think is going on, my personal theory, dead ass, he didn't see the clip. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see the Lonzo clip until just now. If you look at the headline, I'm sorry, meaning to fry. If you look at the headline, that shit says, where'd you get your sources from? I can guarantee you, all Stephen A did was hear about him sitting up, probably watched the video on mute, and was just like, oh, where I get my sources from? Either that, or he is being emotional and obtuse and or starting a beef just for content. Very possible. But me personally, there's a good chance that motherfucker just like watched the video on mute, saw him sit up, saw the headline, where your sources from, and was like, oh, word? Bet. Because that response to such a surface level video is kind of crazy. Like, even if Lonzo was being a smart ass, he wasn't nearly enough of a fuck you kind of video on some like, yeah, you're wrong, I hate you shit to warrant that response from Stephen A. So unless Stephen A is just that fucking crazy, and he could be, I think this is just a situation where he probably just dragging it a bit. And it's probably because he didn't even watch the fucking video. Because when I seen the Lonzo video just now, it wasn't that offensive at all. He was like, this nigga's wrong, and I'm coming back. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's what killed it for me. He was clearly saying or sticking on the fact that you claimed that your sources told you that he was having trouble sitting down, and he was just showing, yeah, that's not true. I don't know what you're talking about in the public perception or in the public eye about me, but that right there, that's not true. So for you to take that, spin it to, oh, my sources is wrong, you not healthy. No one is arguing about him being healthy. You said the kid couldn't sit down. You said the man couldn't sit down, having trouble sitting and standing because of his knee. And he's telling you that's not true. But you can't even just say, okay, I was wrong about that. You have to be Stephen A. right all the time, man. Hey, man, I get it. I whatever. I just can't respect that. Especially like Omar said, you just spoke about how you're able to take accountability if you're wrong, and you apologize in public. You're wrong in the situation. But instead of doing that, you triple dog down. I can expose everything. I can tell you what doctor used, what surgical tool on what knee, in which CL it was. No one said anything about that. But you want to prove that you're Stephen A. Smith, you're well connected, you want to swing your dick around, and you don't want to just admit that you're wrong. So that was a weak ass move, in my opinion.
So I'll add this because I was thinking about it as I was talking. There's a world in which Stephen A. could have been he could have had somebody at the doctor's office. And if it's an LA surgeon, it's probably only one surgeon at that practice, two surgeons at that practice, whatever. And so this is Dr. Jacobs' office, right? And Dr. Jacobs in the waiting room for the surgery, or had somebody had walked by or whatever, and they saw Lonzo Ball in there in either the waiting room or in a chair. And then they watched Lonzo Ball get up and he was doing this. So right. I don't want to necessarily, before the comments come to the conclusion that we're just jumping to conclusions or we're just stupid because we didn't take in all these considerations. I took in all those things. We take in all those things. But at the end of the day, like Damo said, we know, and that we're not talking about him being healthy. Lonzo isn't claiming necessarily to be healthy. That's why he ended the message with, I'll be back in January. I'll be back. It's not back from summer break, my nigga, because he would have been back in October. He's coming back because he's injured. He knows that he's injured. He's clearly addressing. It's the reason why he did one-legged squats. The fact that he can't get up from a chair, which is shown to be false. It's crazy. I wouldn't even be mad, and maybe I need to watch the whole clip from ESPN, but we can't watch it on here. Maybe I need to watch the whole clip from ESPN. But maybe he said in that comment, hey man, he can get up from a chair, so what? But that don't make you still healthy. I guess I would give him a little grace. But dog, I literally watched that whole thing with him and Paul George. You said if you were wrong, you would admit that you were wrong. You did not say, if I'm wrong, I'm going to move the goalpost in a way that'll still make me seem right. Now, me, Omar, I ain't going to lie. If I'm wrong, I'm moving that goalpost. It just is what it is. Y'all ain't never going to catch me. Yeah, y'all niggas ain't never going to catch me wrong. And that's a fucking fact. But if you're going to sit here and trying to be cool with Paul George, he has little Cartier glasses on, little button-up shirt. Nigga, your hairline is still far back, extremely far back.
Hey, chill. My man got style, man.
No, bruh. No. And I don't even want to attack that because I know he gets sensitive. But you're being obtuse in the situation. Like that's literally not what niggas was addressing. And I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah, y'all already know I hate when there's one of my pet peeves about humans. It's when they act overly obtuse, when you understand what someone is trying to portray, even if they don't say it in the correct way, but you are so obsessed with winning the argument and it's not a professional debate that you therefore play stupid. I can't stand it. One of the worst things that humans do all the fucking time. But what Stephen A is truly in violation of here is kind of what Omar and Damo said. But like to dumb it down even further, it's just something you don't do when you're on the internet. You never preach a message and then get caught being a hypocrite. I'm telling you now, you do it. It's one of the 7 deadly sins on this internet shit. If Sage is on some anime is cool, anime is great shit, and then one day there's a clip that surfaces of me basically bullying this motherfucker for Naruto running or some shit, I'm telling you, you wouldn't think it, but niggas would be tight. Like it's just something you don't do. So if there's a clip going around of everybody giving you your comeuppance on all that shit, and you have done it in the past, which is the crazy thing. I don't even think he was lying when he said it. that, yeah, whenever I'm wrong, I'll be the first person to come out and say I'm wrong. And then here you are just like flagrantly dodging it. And I know if he's seen this, he'd probably just be on a rant and cuss us out too. But it's just like, bro, you know what he was trying to disprove. You know what his intent was. So even if you were saying something different, then just say that. Just say, hey, bro, I was really talking about your health. Obviously, you can get it from a chair. My bad. Or don't even say my bad if you really want to be 10 toes. But if you just be like, all right, you right. Getting up from a chair is crazy. But that I still don't think you're healthy, bro. But instead, he came on it in like a I'm the Godfather villainous ass way. It's just a little weird.
And they wonder why they have these like super strange relationships with
Yeah, and then why the players don't like us? I don't know. He
went
literally said, Lonzo in the video, I like you. I don't know much about you, but I like you. And then this is the response.
He went to when he was on Paul George's shit, he was like, he was doing all this caping and preaching. Y'all gotta understand, we got jobs, man. We got jobs. We gotta ask those questions. Okay, Paul George's like, yeah, I understand. We come to a better understanding. And then you do this like a week later, make an ass out of yourself with the whole Lonzo Ball situation. I don't know.
It's tough. And I fuck with Stephen A too, but that's tough.